Hey everybody. Oh, let me fix my mic. Okay. Are you guys able to, if you can hear me okay, can you go ahead and put a 1 in the chat, please? Should have tested my mic beforehand, but it is all good. Okay, perfect. You guys able to hear me? Put a 1 in the chat again if you can hear me okay. Okay. All right, perfect. Awesome. Well, first and foremost, I want to thank you guys for joining me. I'm excited about this free editing class that I am going to go through here today. Last week I had my free edit up workshop and I got such good feedback. So I wanted to do a little bit more shorter condensed presentation, but dive more into the editing side of things. So today, let me get my presentation up really quick. I will share. If you guys, while I get this up, let me know in the chat where you guys are streaming in from. That'll be awesome. And I'm going to go live really quick on IG to try and get some more people in the room as well. So in the meantime, go ahead again and tell me where you are joining from in the chat. Perfect. Awesome. The volume's good. From down the street. What's up, man? Let me get my IG live going. They won't be here long. I'm just going to try to direct a couple people over. It's been a long time since I've gone live, so let's even see if I will be able to. All right, dope. Okay. Alrighty. Hey everybody, welcome to this free editing class. If you're joining in from Instagram, be sure to click the link in my bio to come join over on YouTube. YouTube is the main platform that I'll be streaming this live today from. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. Everybody, if you just joined again, I'm doing a free video editing class over on YouTube Live. That's where the main conversations will be going. I'll be sharing my screen, walking through a live edit showing you 5 ways that you can edit faster. So if you are on this live, I'm not going to stay on here for the entire time on IG. I will be live on YouTube and some other platforms as well, but mainly on YouTube. I'll be doing some live edits, so if you guys want to join me over there, you can click the link in my bio and go ahead and sign up, and you'll get the link to come over to YouTube. Okay. Those that are on YouTube, can you give me a 2 in the chat if you can see my screen, please? You're able to see the presentation up. Just wait a second to make sure everybody can see. And again, put a 2 in the chat if you can see my presentation. I have somebody from Indiana. That's what's up. Okay, dope. We are good. Oh, what's up, Nadia? You know where I'm from. Nadia and I went to junior high, part of high school together. Thanks for joining in. All right, so I don't want to take up too much time, so we're going to go ahead and jump in today. In this workshop, we are going to go through we're going to go through 5 tips that help you speed up your edits, and this will work for both YouTube videos and also like your IG Reels, your vertical videos as well. I'll show you through those 5 tips. They're all time-saving techniques, but we'll just be stepping through one by one, and then I'll show you an edit from start to finish as well. And if you are on the IG Live, I'm not going to have this up for long, but if you click the link in my bio, you can get in to register and join us over in YouTube. Now, if you guys stick around, those that are on YouTube, if you stick around to the end, I'll be also sharing some bonus information just around Final Cut and how you can use it for free. And also, I do have a giveaway that I will be doing, but you have to stay around to the end to win. I've been editing over 10 years, and I'll go into a lot of that in just a minute. But at the end of this presentation, if you are still on the YouTube Live at the end, I will be giving away a one-on-one 90-minute editing coaching sessions. My coaching sessions for 90 minutes are normally $1,500. So this is a pretty big giveaway. Being a mother of 2, time commitment is huge. So again, you have to stick around to the end to be able to win that. And then also, if you have questions with the stuff that we're going through, I'm going to try my best to answer as we're going through the edit. But if I don't get to your question, please don't get upset. Put it back in the chat at the end once we get to the Q&A, and I will go over it all again. So if we haven't met yet, my name is Danielle Boateng. I go by Danielle Boateng on social. For those that follow me know that I am a mother of 2. I currently have a son named Dash. He is 3, and a daughter by the name of Deani, who is 4. Previously to doing all this video editing stuff and social media, I was previously an aerospace engineer who went to VCU and received my degree in mechanical engineering. While I was working in engineering, I was in it for 7 years in aerospace in corporate. I started off out of school at Rolls-Royce and later ended up moving out to California, where I was working for Honeywell Aerospace. I then went to a startup company by the name of Biggie Billboards. I was director of engineering at Biggie Billboards. After joining that company, it was pretty much a startup. They ran out of funds. We all got laid off. And I ended up just stepping into entrepreneurship full time. I have been editing for over 10 years. And so in my free time between my husband and I, we always edit it together. And now here I am teaching people how to edit full time. Some of my clients and work has been seen on some pretty big platforms. One being Complex, another Billboard. One day I was scrolling through IG and I ended up falling on a reel. It was either a reel or a story, I can't recall. And I was like, wait, this looks familiar. It was my edit. So it was really dope seeing my work featured on Billboard. I've done some work with New Balance while I was working at Rolls-Royce. I actually ended up, while working through a workshop as an engineer, I was also recording a video and edited after doing a full recap that was seen across the country or seen across the company, across the world, which was really dope. I also have had work seen on Think Media. Last year, I started doing some edits for Think and Omar El Takori, if you guys are familiar with it. And yeah, it led me to a lot of other opportunities. I've worked with some larger entrepreneurs as well. But in these 10 years of editing, after editing for 10 years, what I've learned is how to create quality video faster. Um, I've learned all the mistakes of how not to manage media properly. And what it's afforded me is being able to learn the best workflow to edit that just saves time, period. And then I also have been able to create, I've been editing for so long and dialing in my technique to where now I'm able to create high, like really good eye catching video that stops people in the scroll and gets their attention. One of the biggest, in my opinion, achievements that we've had across all the work that I have done to date is my husband and I, a few years back, we've put this on pause, um, but we started up a podcast called Generational Maneuvers. And this actual podcast caught the attention of oops, sorry about that, caught the attention of a CEO at Slam Magazine, the unofficial magazine of the NBA. And they pretty much said, hey, love you guys' work. I want you guys to produce and record and do this entire show. My husband's the host on it. We didn't end up producing it, but our podcast ended up being the thing that gave this podcast its inspiration. A very big production company picked it up, and it's led to them spending over $250,000 on 3 different seasons on the production of this show that my husband hosts. So it's really, really dope. Um, and then, two, real quick to take a pause, those that are on joining in on Instagram, I am presenting and showing everything over on YouTube. I have a free giveaway as well that I will be giving at the end of this presentation, which is a one-on-one coaching session with me. But you have to be over on the YouTube. So if you are not there, this live is going to cut off here soon. If you're not over on YouTube, you will not be considered for the giveaway. So if you want to join, go ahead and click over there. All right, but to keep going. So yeah, this afforded us this opportunity, which is it's amazing in my opinion. Um, so why editing? Um, Video is really the most effective way that we can communicate and share our message. But if that message isn't put together in the right way, it will not be as effective. Why, if we put the video together properly, it can touch so many more people and be so far wider reaching. Um, so one of the biggest reasons why video editing is such a core skill to have as a creator, being in this new creator economy that we live in, is 95% of the information that we are watching in a video is retained. And we need our videos to have all that information retained. We need to have our videos be more memorable. And the reason why you need to do a little bit extra to stick out, this statistic, it actually kind of shocked me how big it was, is there are 207 million um, professional content creators globally. You need to be able to stand out in that mix to really get across your message, to be able to stand out from all the other competition that is out there. So what I'm going to be doing in this workshop, and we're going to get started here in an edit in just a minute on YouTube, is I'm going to show you the different things that you can do within your video editing to help you stand out from this number. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. First and foremost, one of the first things that you need to do in order to start editing is brainstorming, making a plan of what you're actually editing. You need to ask yourself a few questions of, one, where's this piece of content going to be going? Is it going on YouTube? Is it going on Instagram? If it's going on YouTube, is it going as a regular horizontal video, or is it going as a vertical reel or short? What are you going to be doing with it? Because long form versus short form, you have to set up the program differently once you get ready to start editing. So I always make a checklist because if you're shooting your video, you need to make sure that your audio, your visual, your lighting, and the stabilization within your video are set properly, because post and editing, if it's not set right, it is going to waste so much time for you. It adds so much work in not setting things up properly to start with. So, um, there are two things before we step into the edit. One is you need a way to collect your footage. So whether you're shooting on a phone, you're shooting on a camera, there are a couple of different ways to collect and get that footage over to your computer. There is this little dongle, and later after this video, I'll put down a link in the description to this dongle that you can actually purchase yourself, to directly hook up to your iPhone to download your photos or your videos. If you do not have a Mac, this dongle is perfect because you can airdrop, or if you don't have a Mac, which personally I do, so I airdrop from my phone. If you do not have a Mac, you can use this little dongle to plug your memory cards in and pull the videos from your phone over to the card and then plug this card into your computer. So once you have all of your footage there, and it's funny, one note I want to take before moving on from this is when I first started video editing, I did not shoot at all. I, even to this day, I don't count myself to be a shooter. I am solely an editor. Maybe one day I will claim that title as a shooter. But what I did for probably the first 4 years of video editing, just when my husband and I were creating content for the sake of creating content, we would actually find, my husband has like a radio style voice. He would record voiceovers. I would find footage online, whether it was ripping it off of YouTube or going to some free sites like pexel.com. I'll link that also down in the description under the YouTube video as well if you want to see it. So all that to say, you don't have to shoot to start editing if you don't want to. Oh, that is my sign to go off of the YouTube live because my mom just called me. All right, guys, if you're on this Instagram live, I am going to cut this off. If you want to be able to join us, click the link in my description and you can join us over on YouTube, where I'll be walking step by step through an edit. I am going to go ahead and end this and put my phone on Do Not Disturb. All right, I'll see you guys over on YouTube. All right. Okay, perfect. All right, so after you collect all your footage and you're ready to get things, your edit going, before you step into the program, there's one thing that you need to ensure that you start off right, and that is organizing your folders on your computer. So now that you have your video, I also have some photos, some files that I will be putting into this folder structure to show as an example. But I have created a Cutflow Editing Essentials folder structure that pretty much allows you to put all of your footage and everything in one spot. When I first started editing, I was letting files be in my downloads. They were on an external hard drive. They were on my desktop. Everything started filling up. When I would open up my program to try and start editing a bit again, I would start getting warning signs that, hey, these files are missing, because the files were either on a drive that wasn't connected to my computer or they were just straight up lost. So I do have a Cutflow Editing Essentials. There's a guide down below. It doesn't have the folder structure there, but for those that are on YouTube, it is down in the description, that teaches you how to manage your files properly. And I will show that really fast. So let me make sure my screen is still showing. So this is pretty much Cutflow right here. It is simply this copy and paste folder structure. If you guys are interested in getting the copy and paste folder structure, I forgot to put a link below, but if you sign up with the link that's down there as Cutflow on YouTube, you will be able to get this guide, and that will notify me, hey, let me go ahead and send you over this folder structure. But pretty much every time I start a new video, I start here. I take this folder, I literally do a Command C to copy, and then I do Command V to paste it, right? Oops, I'm trying to paste it inside of itself. It's okay. And I paste it. What I do next is I rename this folder as the video that I'm about to edit. So in this class, we are going to be doing 5 tips to edit your videos faster. I know it's a little long, but it helps with organization. Now, with inside of that, we have a couple different folders. The first one being A-roll. A-roll is your main video file that you're using. So say, for instance, you're doing a YouTube talking head. YouTube talking head, for instance, is literally like me being right here, right now, talking to you. This is a talking head. So what I would do is I would drop the main file of that video here. I would put all of my audio in these folders. I would drop the main audio of the video if I'm recording to an external device like a microphone or to some other location. I would drop that in this folder. And then I put my sound effects and my music that I'll be using. B-roll is any secondary footage that goes onto the video. So you can have graphics like photos, logos, all different types of, it's pretty much your graphics are your PNG, your .jpeg, your SVG files, and so on and so forth. The video is secondary B-roll video that we are going to use and put on top of the A-roll. The next folder that I have in here, my main editing software that I personally use is Final Cut Pro, but this folder can be named whatever software you're in. So if you work in Premiere, you put Premiere files. If you work in DaVinci, you put DaVinci files. If you work in CapCut, which is a free phone, they have a paid and a free version. It is a phone app and a desktop video editor that you can work from as well, that goes between your phone and a computer. And then once I finish with my edit, I put all my final files here. So these are the files that I'm either going to post to YouTube or that I'm going to post to Instagram or whatever social media platform. So with that being said, that is CutFlow. And before we jump into the edit, we're actually going to come back to this folder in a minute. But in the meantime, I am first going to cover here those 5 trending effects that this entire class is about. And then we will go back into the edit and I'll show you how to use each of those one by one. So this first one, let me make this big so you guys can see it better. The first one it's called Sheffield Software Keeper. This thing right here is the absolute best background remover for Final Cut Pro that does not require any green screening. It doesn't require any masking or very minimal masking, if any at all. I've tried multiple background removers in different apps or editing softwares, including Premiere and After Effects. Nothing beats this with how quick and smooth and easy it is to use. And I will show you guys here in just a minute how to use it. There is a link down in the description below for you to be able to get access to it. It is a paid plugin, but it is probably the most useful plugin I have ever bought. This is another example of that effect as well, where I put, oh, and it's not working right. There you go. That's the background remover effect. The next one that helps to make your editing faster is this FX Factory markup. It is a very easy plugin that you can use to help you annotate. So these circles that are magnifying the numbers here and the arrow that is being animated is all part of that plugin pack. It's really good for tutorials and instructional videos as it helps to draw attention in. Here's an example of one. That click is part of markup. The background remover being, the background task window being highlighted and the other part of the screen kind of being keyed out as well is part of markup, and they're very easy drag and drop plugins. The arrow there that's showing the render indicator is also that plugin. I'll show you an example of that as well. This third one is a free Final Cut Pro built-in slide effect um, transition that you can use. So literally Omar's name coming in and his social media handle is that quick, easy slide effect. Without these, you literally have to go through and key every component of your video. So this slide transition helps speed things up a lot. You can even do it for full video. So like, I know it's going kind of fast, but if you see that next screen that is popping up here is literally a whole screen sliding up. So I can slide up, slide down. I can slide it whichever way on the screen that I want to, and it makes it very quick and easy. The fourth one is add motion. This is probably, I don't use it enough, but I tested it today and this thing is crazy. It saves so much time for me to where I am going to start using it so much more, but it pretty much allows you to add motion effects. Normally when you're editing in a lot of these softwares, you have to use, if you're a Premiere Pro editor, you use After Effects to do a lot of motions, graphics on text, on different icons, on images like your logo or whatever. This specific plugin will allow you to dynamically animate stuff in. So the slide up effect is part of that add motion, and it's only skimming the top of the surface on what all this powerful plugin is able to do. This is also a paid one, but in my opinion, so there are paid um, plugins that you purchase, like the Sheffield Keeper and the Add Motion. A lot of people go out there and they buy a whole bunch of plugins that they don't necessarily need. I keep it very basic and simple. If I were to buy anything and never buy another plugin again, it would be between 1, 2, and 4 here. This last one here is this zoom in effect that I use a lot across all of my videos, and I have a sound effect that I'll show in the edit that we are about to get in. So those are the top 5 ways that you can like speed up your edits very quickly. They're all plugins and animation effects and things on the back end in Final Cut Pro. But even if you aren't a Final Cut Pro user, having plugins that are your go-to to use can speed up your edits crazily. So again, this presentation, this class, I am going to be using Final Cut Pro because that is my main editing software. I've been editing in it over 10 years now. But the principles that are spoken about in this workshop are applicable across whatever platform that you are using. All right, so next we are going to go to, we're actually going to go ahead and jump into the live edit. So before I open up Final Cut Pro, I'm going to do what I just taught you guys. I'm going to sit here for 1 second, organize my media, and put it into the right folders. So I have a video that I pre-recorded on my camera that is going to be the edit that we're using. So I have this folder here that I'm going to pull out. Remember, the 5 tips to edit your video faster folder right here is the folder structure we just created, and we're going to do this entire edit inside of. I tried to do 1 take, but I ended up doing 2, so we'll edit these very quickly. That's where my A-roll is. So these are the raw files of me. These are the raw files of me setting up my camera and everything, getting ready to shoot, right? This is the stuff we have to chop from. Audio-wise, I did 2 takes. Normally, one big recommendation that I did not follow myself in preparing for this is when you are recording, just go ahead and record straight through all of your mistakes, everything. This one, the reason why I stopped and started is because I changed my mind on how I wanted to record it, but I like my first take better on certain parts and I need something from the second take. But lesson here is if you continue the file or the recording, even though you're going to have a longer recording, you will have way less files to manage and to deal with. So my recommendations, if you are doing edits where you are recording yourself, just keep recording through the whole thing. It'll make your life so much easier on the back end. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop those 2 files there. My sound effects, I have a specific folder outside of this that I use and stuff that's built into Final Cut. I'll share in a video later how to add your sound effects directly into Final Cut Pro to where you don't have to keep searching for a folder. You can literally go to a specific feature within there. The next thing, I picked out a really quick piece of music that I'll be using. So I'm going to go ahead and put that music there. And then I grabbed a couple pieces of B-roll that I will be using. One's a stop sign and one's a video editing clip. So I'm going to put both of those in videos. I also have my bumper that I normally use. I'm going to put that into videos as well. So that being said, I think I have everything to get ready to go. I will show you if you are in need of any footage or anything. There's a couple sites that I recommend. I have linked them down below in the description. There is Envato Elements, which is one that you can go through, and I can search anything like video editing. I'll actually grab one of these live and I will use this within the edit as well. Let me find a nice one. Let's see. I should have picked out a second one before, but it's all good. Let's just grab, I won't waste time. Let's just grab this. It's super random. We'll see how we'll use it. Now, again, I'm going to go find that folder that I'm editing out of. And the key and the reason why I do this is because Final Cut Pro generates a lot of files in the background that end up becoming very large. So what I like to do personally is I like to edit from one video per folder that I copy and paste folder structure from the cut flow. Every new video I do, I create a new folder for that video and I put all of the assets, even if it's assets that are duplicated from another video, I put them all in that location so everything's all in one place. When I get ready to finish that project, I work off of solid state hard drives like these. This is a Samsung T7, and this is a SanDisk. SanDisk used to be my favorite. Be careful with them. Lately, they've been having some issues, and I have lost a lot of media and data. But the Samsung T7s are really good. So I personally edit off of, let me share it on my screen. I edit off of one of the solid state drives. So this is the Extreme Pro Samsung or SanDisk, and then this is the Samsung T7. So I'm editing off of this solid state hard drive because these are fast drives to edit from, and you are able to, when I finish editing, I end up saving space off of this. I call this my working hard drive. After I finish an edit, I go and I drop everything that I just edited onto a larger hard drive, which a hard drive is a lot smaller than these solid state drives. The solid states are more expensive because they are faster, they're durable. I can go out and about with this drive, no issue. These hard drives are meant to be stationary for storing stuff away on, but they're great because you can get a lot of space for cheap. So this one is a massive one. It's a 20 terabyte hard drive. Later, I will link those down in the description as well. Oh no, you guys said you don't see any of the links. Let me see if I can fix that really fast before we jump into this edit. Give me 2 seconds. I probably forgot to save everything. Yep, I forgot to hit save. All right, if you refresh your browser now to come straight back into the live, you should see the links available, okay? All right, I forgot to hit save before we started. Amateur mistake, but it's all good. All right, before we start, let me double check to see if we have anything. Someone said, can the cut flow files be edited? Yeah, so I'm going to show you in this presentation how I'm going to pull. Cut flow is the name that I gave for this folder structure. So pretty much I'll send you over this copy and paste folder structure. And okay, perfect. You guys are seeing the links. You will unzip it, and then every time you start a new video, you will literally, and this is why I called it copy and paste, you'll literally copy and paste and make um, a new folder from it, and you'll rename it. So yes, you'll be, those, everything that's inside of CutFlow are the files that we will be editing. All right, perfect, awesome. So we're gonna jump in. Just a quick reminder for anybody new that might have joined in since we started. You stick around to the end of this, I will be giving away a free editing session with myself, 90-minute editing session that's worth $1,500 that you can schedule at any point in time. All right, so let's go ahead and get started in Final Cut. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and open up this. What I do is I edit from 2 different screens just so I have more real estate. So I'm gonna pull all my files over to another screen for now. But this is Final Cut. If anybody is new to it, you pretty much have, this is where you inspect and view your video. In this menu over here, we will change different effects and things within it. Let me make this larger. We'll change different effects within it over here. This is our effects browser. I was trying to get me to open something. This is our effects browser where we can literally drag and drop different effects on top of it and transitions as well. So I will show you some of those as we get through the edit. What we start with is I go to File, New, Library. So inside of Final Cut, you have libraries, events, and projects. If you think about an actual library that you go into, so you have the whole library that you step into, which is our library. It contains all of the books are on shelves, so on and so forth. So the library is the library. The shelf is an event. Pretty much when you open up and start a new project, I'll go ahead and go File or a new library. I'm going to name this library. I'm going to put it in the right location. So first I'm going to go through and I'm going to find that folder we just created. I'm going to locate the Final Cut Pro file or whatever software you're using. That would be the name of this folder. And I'm going to name it actually this right here. I'm going to copy this just to save time. I'm going to name the entire file 5 Tips to Edit Your Videos Faster is going to be the name of the library. So now that we have the library here, what I was getting back to that analogy is we have events. Events normally open up. They're this little box with a star. Events normally are opened up in Final Cut Pro as a date. You can click on it and rename it whatever you want. Normally I leave it as that unless I'm bunching up a different types of edits inside of this. So you have your event, and then inside of the event, you have library. So you have projects, which a project is a video being your book on the shelf. So when I first started editing in Final Cut Pro, I did not know all these terminologies, and it took me years to understand the flow. If you think of it in the sense of that library analogy, it will help your thought process on how and where to find stuff. All right, so but before I create a project, which a project equals to a video, I am going to import the media, but there is a right way and a wrong way to import, so I'm going to show you that right now. All right, so if there's 2 ways you can go to File, import here and import media, or you can click this import media button here. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and locate those files that we just did on the on that CutFlow folder, right? So I have my A roll, I have the B roll, I have the audio files that I put in there. One cool thing, and they are called keywords. I can go through and I can import this entire folder into Final Cut, and it will keep all it will label all my A roll as A roll, my B roll as B roll. So I'm just gonna do one big import just to get everything into the software. You could also go through and do line by line to import all of these in. I'm just going to do a quick fast one this way. So on the side over here, there are some important settings that we need to keep in mind. Final Cut Pro is amazing because there is an autosave feature, right? It also has this feature that it will copy all of your Final Cut Pro files and duplicate these files that I'm getting ready to import, and it copies them directly into the Final Cut Pro file. The problem is with that is the files end up becoming very large, and we want to keep it minimized. Since we were keeping everything in this folder structure, we want to leave everything, all of these files in place, right? The next thing is what I like to do a lot of times when I have bigger files. This one I'm going to leave as is, but you can transcode and create proxy media. Proxy media is pretty much the files that you are working with here. Let me make this big again. Proxy media are the files that you are working with in here, but it pretty much creates a shell of that file that is a lower quality file that Final Cut Pro will edit from, which allows you to edit faster. So if you want to edit your videos faster with smaller files, the only downside of this is before you export, you got to make sure you select the optimized high resolution file to where you get that big file out. But for now, so normally I do proxy media 50%, but I know my file isn't that big right now, so I'm going to leave it unchecked. Normally I do. It's perfect for like long podcasts or whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and import selected. Now, if you notice, this window didn't go away. What you need to do, and I've messed this up too, is I import something and I don't think it imports, so I keep hit import selected. Once you hit it once, close this and it will go away. So after we import all our files, because I did the folders, it literally kept everything in these folders. So I have all my audio there, I have my B-roll there, and I even have my music and my videos as separate folders as well. Okay, so you can change the view by clicking this button right here. So where I'm going to start next, the next step is go to File, New Project, or you can hit Command N, or you can hit New Project. I am going to name this again the name of my video. We are going to do, I actually shot in 4K, but to save on time, I'm going to put it in 1080. And I'm going to hit OK. Everything else you can leave as is. If you do shoot, just note the frame rate that you shot your video in. The standard is like 30 frames per second or 24. I'm pretty sure I shot mine in 30, so I'll leave it there. Okay, so now we have a project here that we can now go through and start editing in. So I recorded 2 videos with all my mistakes and everything, so do not judge me. I have these 2 files here, and I have 2 recordings to each. So the first thing that I'm going to go through and do with these recordings and the audio, I'm going to sync these together. So you can select 2 different clips or pieces of media by holding down Command and clicking. And I'm going to right click and say synchronize clips. This is take 1. This is the first take, which I want the intro from this. So what that just did, that created, if I can find it, this synchronized clip that I can now go in, and it synchronized all my audio together. This again is if you're using an external device to record your audio outside of your camera. So I have that now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute the music on, or the audio on the main video, because that's the bad surround sound audio. All right, so I'm going to do that one more time, and then we're going to step into this edit and knock it out really fast. So this is take 2, and this is take 2. So I'm going to synchronize these 2 clips. Take 2. There's this button right here that you can disable the audio components on the audio visual clip. So meaning my clip that has the audio and the video, it's going to mute it, and you'll see it here in a second. So take two. Oh, it didn't do it, but it's okay. I'll manually do it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we have this project here. And I am going to go through and I am going to take my synchronized clip and I'm going to drag them down here. So we're going to quickly chop this up, and I'm going to walk you through step by step of how to do all those different effects that I just showed. Okay, so let's get to editing. So shortcuts are another key item that help you to faster. So I will do my best to say them out loud what I am doing on my keyboard, since you can't see my keyboard. All right. So the first step that we're going to do, Command B is a ripple delete that allows you to delete, allows you to make a cut. So I just did Command B right there. So I can chop stuff out. One of the biggest things before you get ready to edit that you can see here is when you're editing, you're going off of the video visual, but the biggest thing that you want to look at is the sound here. The sound here helps you to see where you're actually saying something and where you are not. So I'm going to go through and chop out these takes really fast. Oops. Stop spending hours. Let me know before I get deep in this. I want to make sure that you guys can hear my final cut. Can you go in the chat with a number 1? Stop spending hours if you can hear that. Stop spending hours trying to edit your videos. Let me know if you can hear that. I'm going to keep editing. And how do you expand and contract video? So do you mean like this, that I'm like zooming in and out? So if that is the question, correct me and stop me if I didn't get your question right. So a lot of people use a regular keyboard. I personally prefer using a trackpad. I'll show you really quick in another, it's actually a bit of information from my Edit Up workshop that I took out to condense this down. I will show it really quick to answer that. Edit Up presentation. So what I am doing is, at the moment, I am going through and I'm using in front of me right now my Mac that I am editing off of. And I'm using my trackpad. So there's different pinch effects. There's different, let me make sure I can get back in front of you to make sure you can see this, okay? There's different zoom in and zoom outs that you can do on this trackpad. If you do not have a Mac, or you're one of the people that closes your Mac or your computer and sets it aside to edit with, the solution to be able to edit and zoom in and out really fast is just by simply getting a Apple trackpad. That it speeds up my edits. I personally could not edit off of just a keyboard and a mouse personally. I know a lot of people that do. I use this trackpad is a game changer when editing. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Let's go ahead into the edit again. So stop spending hours. And one key thing, I don't do it all the time, but when you stop spending from the backwards forward, normally your best take is at the end of the edit. I go back and forth, so I'll just chop this up really quick. I'm using Command B to cut. Stop spending hours trying to edit. I'm using the space bar to play videos. So I'm going to Command B there. If you're a busy individual like me, I'm going to move to and to speed up like I just did, you can hit the L button. If you're a busy individual like me, I'm going to move to and it will speed it up faster so you can watch the playback better and get to the correct take. If you're a busy individual like me, I'm a mother of 2 little ones. And I kept messing up and forgetting. Then you need to do this. So this is the first take, and I'm literally going to Command B. If you do Option left bracket, it brings your playhead to wherever your the playhead here is. So that's the intro chopped up. I'm going to show a trick in just a second after I chop up. So my first step is I go through my video and I clean up any I take out all the bad stuff and take out all the fluff so I have a nice clean video to edit from. Okay. So I'm gonna option close bracket to get rid of all that I don't need. 3, 2, 1. Stop spending hours. 3, 2, 1. Stop spending hours trying to edit your videos. I didn't like that take, so I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use the first take of that. If you're a busy individual like me, I'm a mother of 2 little ones. And I'm going to get rid of all of this. I don't need any of that's in the first take. Then you need to do this. Hey everyone, my name is, I'm going to use this. Hey everyone, my name is. Hey everyone, my name is Danielle Boateng, and in this free video, okay, so I made some mistakes. So I'll do this chop up very fast so we can get into the fun stuff that speeds up your edit. But the key lesson here and bonus tip of the 5 ways to edit faster is using keyboard shortcuts, okay? So again, I'm going through this and I am cleaning this up by using Command B, deleting out the fluff of what I don't need. Hey everyone, my name is Danielle Boateng, and in this free video editing, and I messed up there, video editing, and in this free video editing, my name is Danielle Boateng. So I'm watching the audio waves as I believe the zooming with the mouse scroll wheel. Yeah, I don't have the mouse in front of me, but Logitech has a really good mouse that you can program how you would want it, and you have features to be able to scroll in as well. And in this free video editing class, I'll be teaching you 5 ways to edit your videos faster, and I messed up saying that. So again, I can quickly chop and cut this because I'm watching the audio waves to edit your videos faster to save you loads of time. Let's get into it. All right, I'm going to get rid of all of these breaks and then we're going to get into this edit. All right, so the next thing that I do, and this is going to be the whole video that we're editing, it's only 20 seconds long. So stop spending hours trying to edit your videos. Okay, so out of those 5 effects that we had, let me see if I can show that screen really quick. The first one that we are about to go through is, sorry, give me 1 second. I'm dealing with multiple screens and trying to get back to the presentation. All right, so the first one that we are going to go through is this one. I'm going to show you guys how to use that Chef Wilt Solid or Softworks Keeper where I remove the background. So don't know if you remember, I pulled in the B-roll video that stop sign. So what I'm going to do, stop spending hours trying to edit your videos. Where I say stop spending hours trying to edit your videos, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy and paste this thing, and I literally dragged it up to the top. What I can do now is I select this top one, I took the audio out, I come over here to effects, and we are going to go to this. I'm going to go to keeper. So what that literally did, it removed my entire background off of me. Stop spending hours trying to edit your videos. So now I can take the stop sign and I can put it behind me. Let me make sure you guys are seeing this in the right format. Yep, okay. I'm gonna hide myself so you can see the whole screen. I can zoom in on this to give it a really cool effect. And then what I'm going to show is that number 3 step was the slide transition. So the way that I want this stop sign to come in is if I come over here to effects and I have it selected on all, I can do a search, call it slide. And I will put that slide transition. Stop spending hours trying. But if you noticed, what happened is the keeper, it's a really good background remover compared to a lot of the others, but sometimes you can see it's leaking through, right? So the simple fix to that, I'm going to copy and paste this here, and I am going to turn off, I'm going to delete the keeper off of the top level. What I'm going to do instead, and this is kind of a bonus tip because it wasn't supposed to be in here, is I am going to do a very quick mask. So normally when people remove backgrounds, they go through and they literally put all of these dots to mask out the background. But we have a very quick method that we can do this with. If I go to Mask and King and I do draw mask here. So really the only place that I need to draw the mask around is this microphone. For some reason, the mic didn't pick up too good. So I'm going to put the buttons around it and just around this bottom edge that didn't pick up. So rather than spending hours literally going through frame by frame, and literally when I mean frame by frame, literally as my hands move, I would have to be taking out this background. Instead, you have this very quick effect. All right. So that is the first one, keeper. All right. So the next one from the list was, let me get it back in front of me, is FX Factory Markup. I'm going to show that one in a minute after we do this. So I'm just going to roll through a normal edit like I do, and I'm going to be showing these 5 tips within it, right? So now that we have the stop sign in, this slide transition, I can take the effect right here and grab on this edge where it highlights yellow. I can drag this trying to make it come in as slow as I want it to, or I can drag it short to make it come in as fast as I want it to. So I'm going to find a happy medium. Stop spending hours trying to edit your videos, okay? What I'm going to do next is I'm going to detach the audio by right-clicking and go to Detach Audio here, because there's a break in what I was talking about. This is this is what's called an L-shaped cut, where I'm literally coming in here and I'm cutting an L shape. So I'm pulling this closer to where now I have a cleaner break. Your videos. If you're busy, and we're going to transition this out, I'm going to copy this. So inside the slide transition, you can do slide in or slide out on the videos. You have to come in here and change it to slide out to give it a very clean, if you're clean cut of a slide out. I slid out of all of these, so I just need to have it be consistent across all of them. Edit your videos. So I'm going to have it slide out and slide down out of the frame to edit your videos. If you're a busy individual, and I won't have myself slide, it's okay. All right. So if you're a busy individual like me, I'm a mother of 2 little ones. We're going to get rid of this break by doing another L-shaped cut. Detach audio. We're going to pull that forward. So I'm watching, I want this audio start and this audio stop to kind of line up with one another. So sometimes you have to play around with it to get to their little ones. Then you need to do this. And to get rid of that jump cut, literally all I'm going to do is I'm going to punch in the frame just a little bit. 2 little ones. Then you need to do this. All right. So the next step in this edit for myself of what I would normally step through, I personally have a bumper that I load in. And if you guys have watched my YouTube videos, you've seen this bumper before. I've pre-made this and exported it out. In a later video, I can show you guys how to create your own bumper like this. So literally I go through, again, I detach the audio so that I can line this up properly. So if you see on this screen right here, when I drag, there's black. I want to drag it until I see that very first effect pop up. Okay, of two little ones. Then you need to do this. And normally what I do on an outtake like this is I zoom into the screen. So that brings up the number 2 shortcut to making things faster is that pack called Markup, that plugin. Let me find it really fast. It has a very simple zoom in. So I'm going to actually reset these parameters and I'll show you how the zoom in works. So literally I put it the same length as my video. And if I go to the front, it gives me this little thing to work with. And this is literally me showing me where the endpoint of this video is going to zoom into. So then you need to do this. And I'm actually going to have it going with the sound. So then you need to do this. It gives like a very quick zoom. You need to do this that I want to do, right? Another thing, I showed that area thing. You can place this anywhere. The other thing that this pack has is, I don't want to mispronounce that. It zoomed in on my lip. You can zoom in at any point of wherever you want within. So very amazing features that make it very quick to edit. They also, inside of this pack markup, they also have this effect pack over here. If I go to markup, say I want it to be a presenter, I can literally drag and drop. Let me delete this. I can drag and drop this on and then center it up how I need to be if I want my whole video to be this. Okay, so that is the effect number 2. All right, I hope you guys are finding this helpful. I know this edit's a little bit longer than my other workshop, but I just wanted to give you guys the most value within this. Stop spending hours trying to edit your video. So now that we're there, one of the biggest things that me personally, as I'm editing, I'm watching what's happening on the screen and I'm also listening. So I go through and I now put in sound effects that match whatever's coming on the screen, right? And in this, I will also show the number 4 transition, which was that zoom in transition. And this pack, again, is linked down in the description below. I think this one is a paid one, but it's a very nice, clean transition. So here's what it would look like. Stop spending hours trying. So I'm going to now add some sound effects to give this video a little bit more look and take, right? So first and foremost, I have, this is a sound effect from one of my favorite sites, Epidemic Sound, which is linked down below in the description. It's called ES_vision transition. It goes amazing with this zoom in. I do it almost on all of my video intros. This one I might not do it, but I just wanted to show you guys the effect. So literally what I go through and I do is I look and I match this whoosh transition up to the start and stop of my video. So now stop spinning and then stop. Let me make it a little shorter so you can see it better before that stop sign comes in. So literally I'll shorten this and I'll pull this over here. And this is like a perfect YouTube intro video. Stop spending hours trying to edit your, okay, perfect. So we have that sound effect in there. We need a sound effect for this stop sign sliding in. So I like using whooshes. Let me find a good one. That's a decent one to go along with the slide in transition. Normally my sound effects, I put at about 18 decibels in Final Cut Pro so that it doesn't overtake the audio and music. We'll put that about there. Stop spending hours. So now we have those 2 sound effects. The third piece that I'm going to layer in here is the sound that, or the music that we pulled in. So literally what I normally do, and I'll show this as an example, normally I don't load everything in at once. Normally I'll go out, I'll find everything, I'll put it in these folders, and then what I will do from here is I will literally drag and drop. So I'm going to show how you can import by dragging and dropping as well. So I literally drag and drop this on top as well, or underneath. So there's the music and how you can import something to edit. If you're busy, sorry. So if you could tell, the music is extremely too loud. So normally in YouTube videos, I put it about 25-ish decibels down to like 30. So let's see where we're at here. Stop spending hours trying to edit your videos. If you're busy, not exactly like that transition, but it's okay. If you, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to put another whoosh. So I'm going to go over here to my sound effects. I'm going to put this here. Turn it down just a little bit. If you're busy, and this, I'm going to push it in just a little bit. Stop spending hours trying to edit your videos. If you're a busy individual like me, I'm a mother of 2 little ones, then you need to do this. And I'm going to take off that presenter effect from the markup pack. And normally what I do after once my bumper hits, I cut all the music out. But I like how that beat comes in. So literally I'm looking for when the music starts getting a little louder, and then I will cut it out, and that should be good. Stop spending hours trying to edit your videos. If you're a busy individual like me, I'm a mother of 2 little ones, then you need to do this. And also the audio on my actual recording. When I'm editing, I'm looking for stuff to not go over 0, but be in and around -12 to -6 decibels. So my voice is way like me. I'm a mother of 2 little ones. Then you need to do this. And I'm gonna do one more transition for when, or sound effect for when that whoosh comes in, or when I zoom into the screen. So again, if I hear something, I want it to match visually what I'm doing here on the screen in the edit. Okay. So the last part of my bumper went black. Literally all I'm going to do is I'm going to drag until I see the effect at the last frame, and I'll let it go. Hey everyone. So you hear that whoosh, that riser noise that comes in at the end. Hey everyone, my name that goes perfectly with that tip number 5, the zoom in. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit, no pun intended. And hey everyone, my name is Danielle Boateng. And then normally what I do in my edits, after the intro goes through, it has one piece of music, I have my bumper, and then it goes into the actual, it goes into a different beat. So normally I use lo-fi. So I will show you guys really quick where I get a lot of my music from. I go to Epidemic Sound. Again, there's a link down in the description for this. I come here, and the style of my videos that I do are kind of a lo-fi feel, but I'll show you how you can search through really fast. So if I came in here and I said lo-fi, I can search by genre. I can search by mood. So if I want it upbeat, if I want it heavy, ponderous, if I want it laid back, I can do it. So I want mine to be a lo-fi, laid back kind of undertone going through this tutorial. Let's see what this one is. Maybe I don't have any sound. Oh, 1 second, guys. I forgot the intro music from when the live started is still running. So let's turn this off real fast. Oh, where did you go? It's okay. I'm going to download this music. I don't know what I'm getting right now, but I'm using it as an example. So don't judge this taste because I am randomly selecting it. All right, I'm going to download it. And again, I'm going to put it in that music folder of this file that I'm working through. Okay, now I'm going to come back to Final Cut. I'm going to open up my folder, and I am going to drop that music in there. And I'm going to turn the audio down. Now for the second half of this video, in this edit, what I'm going to do, hey everyone, my name is Danielle Boateng, and in this free, what I like to do and what is in the markup pack, well, I'll just finish. You guys, let me know in the comments really quick if you want me to go ahead and continue finishing this YouTube intro, or would you rather me show you how we take this video and convert it over to a reel for like Instagram or whatever. Just let me know in the comment real quick. Put a 1 if you want me to continue finishing out this intro edit for YouTube, or put a 2 if you want me to hop over and do a transition this into a reel, a vertical video. So keep this one. Okay, I have a 1 so far. Anybody else have any take or anything? 2, please. Okay, I know it's time wise. Let's just, I'll finish this out. I'm gonna actually be uploading this recording later, and what I'll do is on the back end, I'll finish this out, and you can come back to it if you would like. Okay, so what I would literally do if I wanted to take this exact video with some of the effects, some of them not there, somebody said no vote. I feel you, man. It's all good. As long as you get value, that's all that matters. What we're going to do to convert this over to a reel that you can use with the same video, I like to start from the top down. So I personally, when I edit with the end in mind. I start long form for YouTube that then gets repurposed down to short form. But while I'm recording that video, I literally am going through and making sure I'm saying the terminology for the specific platform. So if I said in this video, which I didn't do in this one, but I just want to explain, if I said, hey, click the button to subscribe and follow me, or click the button to subscribe, that would be for my YouTube portion of the video. And then I would take 2 seconds to say, hey, follow me here on Instagram. So then I would chop that out. Now I have the call to action for whatever video that I'm trying to use for whatever platform. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click this, and we are going to duplicate project as, and we are going to format it to a vertical video. Let's make it 1080 by 1920, which is HD. We'll leave the frame rate as is, but you'll press this little button here, which is Smart Conform. Oops, you can't see it. Let me make it a little bit bigger. You're going to press this little button here to do Smart Conform. So I selected vertical, I selected the resolution, and I hit Smart Conform. All right, so we're going to, Smart Conform pretty much takes it. Yeah, let me see if I can zoom in. This is my first time I'm on StreamYard, so I don't know exactly how to zoom in the best, but if you want, can you guys see a zoom? No, you can't see the zoom. Let me do this. Let me see if this lets me. Does that help? Nope, that doesn't help. Yeah, sorry about that. I got to figure out how to zoom in the next training. But again, video format's vertical. The resolution would be 1920 by 1080 by 1920, and you can leave the frame rate, select Smart Conform, hit OK. Literally, Smart Conform is going to go through your video. You know how normally when you convert from horizontal down to vertical, you have to sit there and you have to move the frames to get yourself back in centered. So what this thing does is it pretty much automatically conforms the video. It automatically conforms the video to where you stay in the center, but the software is moving the framing to where it keeps it really smooth. So now I can double click in here. I'm going to rename this as my reel. And it pretty much went through to where I don't have anything else. And it did then you need to do this. There are small things that you have to change between the two, but it went through and it cleaned up automatically in the center to where I don't have to go through and restructure myself. So this back half, I'll show how I normally edit those. I do a bunch of L-tape cuts because when you're editing a a reel or a short, you want to save as much time as possible. And you can save a lot of time by getting rid of like these little gaps that are here. So I'm going to do a couple L-shaped cuts. And then the last step, because I've gone through each of those different transitions, I am going to now show you how you can quickly, it's a little bonus, show you how you can quickly caption in here and then how to export. And then we'll move on from the edit. I hope you guys are finding value from this. I was hoping this edit was going to be a little bit faster, but I just wanted to make sure you understand the different things within the software to be able to edit properly for yourself after this. Okay, so I'm doing all of these L cuts to where now to edit your videos faster, to save. All that I would do is Daniel Boateng, and in this, to get rid of those little things that we call jump cuts, and in this where it kind of like jitters, all you got to do is zoom in a little bit on yourself. My shot is very tight, so I can't zoom in that much. Daniel Boateng, and in this free video editing class, I'll be teaching you 5 ways to edit your video. And I literally, if I want to take this, the attributes that are on this, if I hit Command C and I do Command Shift V on the keyboard, it will paste all of the attributes that are on that video to where I don't have to sit there and do the same thing over and over and over again. So I'm going to paste that one as well. My name is Danielle Boateng, and in this free, all right, so that's pretty much how I would transform this into a reel. The only last thing left, let me know if you guys want to see a very quick way on how you can caption this in less than a minute, pretty much. If you want that, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat, and I'll show that really fast before we exit out of this edit. Maybe, maybe not. Let me know if you want to see how to caption this. I'll show it anyways real fast because it's so fast. There is an app in the App Store called Captionator that fits inside of Final Cut. It's literally an app that you download directly onto your computer. It'll walk you through all the instructions on how to integrate it. But literally, it's set up now to where if I come in here and I try to export this reel, I can go to Share, Export Captionator, and leave all the settings as is. It's going to open up Captionator in a different window. Let me wait for it to open itself. Here it is. Just working through the process. So literally, I have different presets saved out within Captionator that I can now, I'm going to do normal case because I like lowercase. And you literally see it went through and it captioned the entire video already. So now what I do, because you can come in here and you can change out if you want 1 word, if you want less than 15 characters, so on and so forth. And you can have it to where it transitions them in and out. I normally leave built-in on, and I go ahead and I hit generate. What it will do next, it will open up this video window right here in Final Cut. It's saying, hey, which library do you want to put this on? I'm going to put it on, sorry if you guys hear background noise. I'm going to put it on the 5 tips to edit your video. And now I have this generated captions file. And one thing I should have did was remove the music so it captioned it better. But I go through, I select, and I go back to the file that I'm editing in. I literally paste it all. Stop spending hours trying to edit your videos. And what I can do is I can come over here to the index and select titles and literally select every title that's on here. The title is pretty much the same thing as a caption. And I can make these larger. I can move them and position them in a different location. I'm going to move them down a little bit. Normally, you want your captions to be right around your chin area so that people don't have to look far to read. And yeah, Stop spending hours trying to edit your videos. If you're a busy individual like me, I'm a mother of two little ones. Yeah, it pretty much went through and captioned this entire video. So the last step that I would do, I'm going to delete this piece out, to export this the right way and have the highest quality on Instagram. I'm going to let it render where it pretty much is going through and making sure it's giving the highest resolution for the video. After it renders, I'm going to go to File, Share, Export, File. And this setting right here will give you the highest resolution for both your YouTube videos and your Reels and Shorts as well. I'm going to leave it on computer, H.246 multipass better, and put it on the highest resolution that is available and hit next. And then what I'm going to do last, I'm going to put it into the same folder that I just edited everything and hit save. So you can see right here, this is the background task view. It lets you see exactly what's happening. So it is currently working to export this file here in this location. And once it finishes, it will just be one single file here. And I'll let it just do its thing really quick. All right. So let it do its thing. Normally it's really quick. It depends on how much stuff you have it in there, but I'll just show you the finished file in 1 second, and then we'll hop back in. I'll announce the giveaway. I have one more thing to run through before we end, and then I'll announce the giveaway at the end. So let me get my screens up while that is finishing itself. Yeah, I'll come back to it once it finishes. I don't want to hold you guys up. Oh, there, it finished. Stop spending hours trying to edit your videos. So now what I normally do now is I go through, I export this out, and I airdrop it over to my phone. So then I quickly have that video to roll with and run. Just as quick and easy as that. Okay? So let me go back over. I'm going to close out Final Cut since we're done with it. Close this. Close out Captionator. And get back to my presentation really fast. Sharing, present. Okay, so there were those 5 effects that you can use. I went through and I showed something in every single one of them. I hope you guys got a lot of value out of that. Now, I have a feeling, I know I just went through a lot of information very fast. And I'm going to run through a Q&A in just 1 minute. You can go ahead and put in your questions in the chat now if you would like to, or you can hold and wait till the end and I'll run through any questions you have as well. Let me get my screen back. So I know we've covered a lot of information, and some of you guys might feel like this lady that is at the top of this mound of stack of papers, feeling overwhelmed. Obviously, we've only scratched the surface when it comes to editing, and just like the frame and the analogy of this house, what I just showed you guys just very quick in the last hour is, well, hour and a half, is the framework to start editing videos better like this. But there are a lot of other components and things that you probably still have questions about. There's a lot of things that I did not cover in this presentation today, like how to set up your shots and your videos right for things like podcasts, videos, event recaps, full YouTube videos from start to finish, shorts, and so many more. There's so many things I can name out. I didn't touch any color grading. I didn't really balance any audio. All of these things matter when editing video to make sure you're getting the highest quality video and product out there for people to see, and it to really serve the purpose that you're trying to do. So what I did is I created something special to help accelerate you, even if you're a beginner editor, or or if you have been editing for some time and you're just looking for a way to level up your videos. I have a new video editing course that will be built out of an 8-week coaching program that I'm about to launch on October 12th. The time to get in is closing very quickly. Um, but I have what I'm building out and offering here is a spot where you can go and learn things that will be all in one place. And you will also receive direct training in editing from me as well, week in and week fast. We will meet up, we'll go through different lessons. You'll have homework each week on how to edit and go through a video, and you'll be able to go further faster along with me. So within this, I am also offering a bunch of bonuses within it. Last week, I ran my Edit Up workshop that I dove into another edit, and I had some additional information that I shared and resources. You received the replay plus the entire pack that I sold there within that workshop, plus a free one-on-one 1 hour editing session with me. Yeah, you can. I could have gone through with this specific program and just created another editing course like all the other editing courses out there. But what I am doing here is I'm building out the course along with the people that get in this first 8-week cohort, because I really want to make sure it provides the highest and massive value to you as we go through, because I can go and I can create whatever, but I want to make sure that it's catered to exactly what your pain points and what your needs are specifically. Um, One other thing that if you're a entrepreneur or a business owner, this program is perfect if you have a VA or someone that you want to train up to start becoming your editor. Most of the people in this program are joining in because they are at that point where they need additional edits done, but they can't necessarily do it. They don't have the money to sit here and hire someone to do this work for them right now. So that's what I'm really offering within this program, is just to accelerate you to start editing your videos like a pro. Our main software we'll be using in this platform or in this 8-week coaching program is Final Cut, but the principles that are taught within this program can be transferred across any and all the other platforms. So we will be touching on some of the other platforms, but the main platform is Final Cut Pro. And so if you go to editlikeapromastery.com, you can get into that plus the 8-week program. This coaching program is really going to jumpstart you into learning how to edit your videos in the manner that I have done editing videos like that have gone on Complex, have gotten the attention of Think Media to where I had worked for them for a while. I've also worked with other high influential entrepreneurs like Nehemiah Davis and Omar El Takori and so many more. So all of the knowledge that I've learned, excuse me, over these last 10 years, I'm pouring into the software to give people a jump start. Excuse me one second. To give you a jump start into your editing journey. So along with it, you'll be getting access to a private Facebook community where you can get quality answers fast from me. I'll be giving weekly updates on different trends and things that are changing within the video editing realm and social media. And you'll also be able to connect with other creators in this community. And just as a whole, being together in a group, we'll be able to all go further faster. Yes, you could, if you wanted to, go ahead and try and figure it out on your own. Time is money, trial and error. I've had a lot of trial and error over the last 10 years. And I've spent so much time doing things inefficiently. Like, for instance, in that edit, I just showed you guys how to quickly go through and sync your audio with your video. For about 5-6 years, I was manually doing that. I had no clue that there was an auto sync on the back end of Final Cut. So those little things like that can help really speed up the process and save you so much time. And in the end, opportunity costs that it's some of it you can't put a price on, it's priceless. So if I could get back the time that I've wasted trying to learn this software myself, um, I would in a heartbeat jump into some type of program like this. So, what's the investment to get in? So, currently, me as a one on one video editing coach, the one on one price to go in coaching with me for 1 week would be $5,000. This is literally, we are spending an entire week jumping straight into the program and me bringing you fully up to speed and jump starting you within your process of what you do. Or on the back end, I offer monthly content edited by me, but it starts and runs anywhere between $3,700 to $7,200 for a month's worth of content. And that price really is just ranging between one YouTube video a week and 7 shorts a week being edited. It might seem like a lot from your end, but when you see what goes in on the back end and the quality and the time that comes in into editing, you really get the best bang for your buck with me. Now, if you're interested, those things I do offer, so don't hesitate to reach out to me. I only take 3 private clients at a time. I already have one that's in one of those spots, so it's very limited, but it is a service that I do offer. But what I wanted to do within this coaching program, you being able to go week by week along with myself, going through different edits at a very discounted price. So normally retail price of my Edit Like a Pro Mastery plus the 8 weeks coaching program is $4,000. Um, and but for a limited time, and this limited time is only until we start the program on the 12th, you can get in for only one payment of $997. You'll be receiving the 8 weeks hands-on time with me inside of Final Cut Pro, where I'll be fast tracking you through the edits to where you'll start editing like a pro, even if you're a beginner. But I understand times have been difficult for a lot of people. So, what I wanted to do in addition to this is I wanted to offer payment plans for those that really want to get into it, but might not be able to afford the upfront $1,000 right now to get into the program. Um, it's either 3 payments at 350. So literally, if you were to sign up right now, you would only pay 350. On the 4th of next month, another payment will be made at 350, and the 4th of the following month, 350. Or you can do 2 payments at 525. One payment would come out today. The other payments would come out next month on the 4th, and you would be in this program. What I'm doing special within this first cohort that I'm launching is if you get into this program right now, I am going to allow those new signups for only this first cohort to stay in the program lifetime. Pretty much any other 8 weeks coaching that I launch within Edit Like a Pro, you will be able to come in and join, ask your questions, come to the weekly calls, still have access to, you'll have lifetime access to the course. So each week, as we progress through the 8 weeks coaching program, the course will be releasing with us as we go along. So that is the payment plans that we have right now. And one thing that I did want to note here is you would be strategically setting yourself up if, say, for instance, you are looking for extra funds on the side. Video editing, as you can see from my prices that I charge on them, because it's really a time versus value thing. So video editing takes time. You have to value what your time is. I know what I value and set my time at. But if you are looking to make extra money, the skills that I'm going to be able to teach you are the same skills that I've developed over the last 10 years that has allowed me to edit for some of these higher influential entrepreneurs, where I was able with one client to make $97,000 in a year with just one client editing. So the skills that you're getting within this program are just, you can't, they're so valuable. They really don't have a price on it because you can do anything and everything with it. So if you want to give it a chance, I know first and foremost you won't regret it. You can get started at editlikeapromastery.com. I know that I don't think I can post I'll try to post the link. Okay. YouTube might take it away. So if it does, go ahead and take a screenshot of this. I'll send this out to those that signed up. But inside the program, there are some additional bonuses included at no extra charge. So you'll get these all in the prices that I quoted, regardless if you do the payment plan or if you do the full subscription or the full price right now. So first and foremost, at no extra charge, and this is valued at close to $1,900, just the replay itself, which normally runs at the workshop that I ran last week, Edit Up Workshop, is normally a $300 workshop, but I am giving it to you guys for free of charge when you sign up today. And it includes the Edit Up bundle, including the workbook, my list of recommended hard drives to use, and includes the cut flow editing essentials guide along with the folder and the list of all the effects and everything that we ran through today. On top of that, and I'm sure you're wondering, all right, what's the full investment to get in? So again, we have the Edit Like a Pro Mastery plus the 8 weeks coaching, which is valued at $4,000. The private group, which I can't put a price on that because a private group where you're able to learn not only from me, get your questions answered during the week as you go through your edits. You'll have access all the time to myself, but there will be other content creators that you may not know what questions to ask for a specific thing. Someone else might ask a question that you don't even know to ask, but it helps and brings additional value. I can't put a price to that. You get the Edit Up Workshop replay. Again, it's valued at $300. The Edit Up bundle is $150, and that an additional 1 hour one-on-one editing coaching program with me. Editing coaching session with me. All of this valued at close to $6,000. All of this includes a lifetime membership, and it's exclusively for those that sign up within this first cohort this go around. So that being said, you can lock in this offer right now for $997, or when the payment plan's being offered. This is only being offered until it's only being offered until the 11th. We're starting class on the 10th. So you have a little bit of time to get in, but if you want to receive this entire bundle, I just encourage you to get in as soon as possible. I'm already getting started with the people in the coaching group. The private Facebook group is open right now to where people can ask questions, get feedback already even before the program is starting. So that is pretty much everything that I have for today. We will go through really quick. I just wanted anybody that found value in this. And right after this, I'll go ahead and I will select the person for that free 90-minute coaching sessions with me right after this. But if you can put down in the chat, what was your biggest takeaway from this? And then we'll go into a very quick Q&A and the giveaway. Just let me know down in the chat, what's your biggest takeaway? What value did you find? Was there an effect or a plugin, whatever, that you felt like was the most useful, or just in general? I love getting the feedback from others to make sure that what I'm providing and giving gives you the most value for yourself. So if you have anything, go ahead and put it in the chat. I'll come back to it in a second. Oh yeah, Scott, what's up, Scott, man? Scott's a real one. He's been along this entire journey. He was in the workshop last week. And he was actually the first one to sign up with me. So I'm super excited for you joining us. I can't wait to get going. I know that everything that's going to be provided in the actual group is just, it's going to be amazing. So someone said starting with organization. Yeah, it's key. That organization, man. Without organization, your stuff is a mess. I did it for a very long time. My drives got so full to where I couldn't even work because everything was locked up. All the files were all over the place. So that organization is key. Someone said, I can see the value of the Keeper plugin as it sets the foundation for so much creativity. Yeah, that Keeper plugin that removes the background, I have used it in so many different clients' presentations to where it's a huge wow factor. You can't beat that thing at all. So love that. Um, Someone said the caption, definitely using it now. Captionator is bomb. They didn't used to be that good. Apple just rolled in an update. They even have a feature that you can track along the text. I'll be teaching on that in the 8 weeks coaching as well. So yeah, it's an amazing opportunity. So appreciate that. Someone said how to use Final Cut. It's new for me. Now, there's so many other platforms. There's Final Cut, there's DaVinci, there's Premiere. Um, they're all useful. Some have their downsides. A lot of people in Premiere are moving over to DaVinci because Premiere is crashing and it doesn't have an autosave. They're losing work. People are going to DaVinci realizing there's not as many plugins with the DaVinci to use like Final Cut. The ones that are there are a little bit more complex. So yeah, it's that perfect leeway. The only downside to Final Cut, it's only available for Macs. But like I said, there is a mobile version of CapCut, which is really good. And they have a desktop version as well. So the way to join the giveaway is I being here to the end of the live. So I'm literally gonna go ahead. Let me get back to my presentation. I'm gonna go ahead and share the giveaway. I don't know if you guys want to do drum rolls, fire emojis, whatever, but I'm going to count down from 5 and I'm going to randomly scroll and stop and select somebody for this giveaway. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me see if the person still has to be on here, whoever I select. Oh, it fell on Scott. Scott, you're already in the program, so I can't. I gotta select somebody else. I'm sorry, man. Don't be mad at me. You still get your coaching session. And third time's a charm is boss is me. Are you still in here? If you are, put a 1 in the chat. Maybe, maybe not. If you put a 1, you are the winner of the 90-minute coaching session. Maybe, maybe not. If they're not here, I'm going to move on to someone else. And I can't see who the viewers are. Does anybody else still see boss as me? I'm going to give it a couple more seconds. And if they don't put a 1 in the chat, I'm going to have to select somebody else because I want to make sure it's somebody live that we can connect with. So, boss is me if you are here. Oh, okay, cool. You're there. Awesome. So, go ahead and send me over an email. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Either send me an Instagram DM, say, hey, I'm boss is me, or send me an email to Daniel at bydanielboateng.com. It should be connected here somewhere on YouTube. And if you're working in Final Cut Pro or not, we can go through and have a one-on-one coaching session. So awesome. Last but not least, I know you guys have been here for a very long time, and I really appreciate you guys. I want to open up the floor for Q&A. I saw a couple questions were still in the chat. I'm just scrolling back up. Let me see if I missed anything. Massive value, appreciate it. I think that's Julian with Silverfin Media. He was on our workshop last week. Let me see if there's any new questions. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and put them down in the chat. I'm looking to see. Here's one. Bosses me asks, should I use OBS or something else? Do you know which is easier? Oh, what software should I use for recording a screen on Mac? So screen recording on Mac is the easiest thing. Hit Command Shift 5, and this little dialog box, here, let me share my other screen. There's a dialog box, I can't share it properly right now, will come up, and you will be able to either record your entire screen, or you will be able to record You can record different selections within the screen. I'll actually break it down and show it to you in our one-on-one coaching session. But yeah, Command Shift 5 allows you to screen record, take a photo of the screen. Command Shift 4 gives you this little pointer indicator that's on my screen right now that I can take a snapshot of. And then Command Shift 3 takes a screenshot of all of your screens. So yeah, that's the key on the computer or for taking screen recordings. And I do it all the time when I'm editing. Uh, Sorry, just had to celebrate. What do I have to do? So all you have to do, DM me on Instagram at by Daniel Boateng and say, hey, I'm boss is me. And I will find you there. FX Factory markup and the shortcut buttons on the keyboard. Yeah, those ones for if that was your takeaway. Yeah, those are game changer and save a lot of time. So cool. I'll give just 1 minute. If anybody has any other questions or anything, I'll touch on them. Again, if you want to join the coaching program, you have a very limited time to get in. You go to editlikeapromastery.com, and you can sign up to get going with myself and the first group and cohort that is set to start. There are no other questions. My little one is extremely hungry and she is nursing, so I have to run to her. But even if you have questions that pop up afterwards, hit me up in my DMs on IG, drop them underneath this video, and I will go over them. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys got a lot of value and great information out of this. And we'll see you in the next one, or I'll see you in the Edit Like a Pro Mastery 8 weeks coaching program starting on October 12th. Make sure you get in. I'll see you guys. Peace out.